Everything you have ever thought and believed about separation is in reality just an illusion. While science has begun to unveil this truth, most people still do not fully grasp its profound meaning, that all things in the universe are deeply interconnected, a connection that transcends both space and time. There exists an invisible field of energy that not only binds subatomic particles, but also intertwines thoughts, emotions, and even your destiny. This revelation means that your mind is influencing reality in ways you may have never imagined. What you're about to discover has the potential to change your entire perception of existence. From this moment forward, understanding this connection could forever reshape the way you experience the world. Imagine for a moment that you're holding two identical dice. You roll one in one location, while someone else rolls the other thousands of miles away. Now, envision that no matter the distance between them, the outcome of one always instantly influences the other. This may sound like magic, but it's actually a phenomenon known as quantum entanglement, a fundamental principle in quantum physics. This principle, confirmed through rigorous scientific experimentation, reveals that entangled particles remain invisibly connected and respond to each other immediately, even when separated by absurd, seemingly impossible distances. But what most people don't realize is that this principle doesn't just apply to the microscopic world of particles. It extends far beyond to your life, your thoughts, and your energy. If everything in the universe is made of energy and fundamental particles, then your consciousness, too, must be subject to the same rules. This suggests that your thoughts, emotions, and intentions may hold far greater influence than you've ever realized. Once you learn to harness this hidden energy and use it consciously, you unlock a dormant power that has always been within you. But to understand how this can transform your reality, we first need to explore what truly connects your mind to the universe. At first glance, it might seem that your thoughts only exist within your head. However, the truth is far more expansive. Quantum physicists and consciousness researchers have uncovered something revolutionary. Consciousness is not confined to the brain. Instead, it interacts with the very fabric of reality. One of the most groundbreaking studies comes from the HeartMath Institute, which discovered that the human heart emits a powerful electromagnetic field, one capable not only of influencing your own physiological state, but also of affecting your external environment. In essence, your emotions and intentions don't just stay within you, they radiate outward, touching other people and even shaping events around you. If thoughts are forms of energy, and science tells us that energy never disappears, then where do your intentions and emotions go once they are released into the universe? The principle of quantum entanglement offers an answer. Everything is interlinked. This includes the particles that make up your body, your thoughts, and your emotional experiences. When you focus on a thought with emotional intensity, it creates a specific frequency. This vibration can resonate with other points in the universe, subtly attracting situations, people, and opportunities that are aligned with that same frequency. That's why some individuals seem to effortlessly attract encounters, breakthroughs, and abundance, while others remain stuck in cycles of hardship. The difference lies not in luck, but in how their minds interact with the vast energetic field that underlies all reality. Early in the 20th century, quantum physics began peeling back the veil on these mysteries. The famous double-slit experiment showed that particles of light photons change their behavior based on whether or not they are being observed. This alone implies something extraordinary, that the act of observation, or more precisely, consciousness, directly influences matter. It challenges everything classical science had taught us. But even more astonishing is the phenomenon of entanglement. In 1935, Albert Einstein, Boris Podolsky, and Nathan Rosen introduced the EPR paradox, proposing that if quantum entanglement were real, two particles could remain connected even when separated by light years. Decades later, in 1982, physicist Alain Aspect proved this theory true. He demonstrated that altering one particle's state would instantly affect its entangled counterpart. No signal, no delay, just immediate reaction. This confirms the existence of an invisible connection that transcends time and space. Now ask yourself, if the entire universe is composed of the same fundamental particles, then why wouldn't your mind, your thoughts, and your energy also be bound by this same web of connection? The implications of quantum entanglement go beyond scientific curiosity, they reach deep into the core of your personal experience. One of the most powerful channels through which your mind interacts with the universe is your subconscious. Think of it as a living antenna, constantly picking up and transmitting vibrational frequencies based on the beliefs and emotions embedded deep within you. Your thoughts are not just isolated mental events. They generate electromagnetic vibrations that travel beyond your physical body, subtly interacting with the energy field around you. What's even more fascinating is that this emission doesn't primarily happen on the conscious level. In fact, most of it arises from the subconscious, those automatic programs you've absorbed since childhood. Again, studies from the HeartMath Institute show that the heart's electromagnetic field extends several feet beyond the body. This field functions as a conduit between your inner state and the external world. And what governs this process more than anything else? Your subconscious mind. The subconscious operates like a finely tuned radio tower, receiving external frequencies and broadcasting signals based on your core beliefs. If those beliefs are rooted in fear, scarcity, or unworthiness, your vibration will reflect that, and you'll unconsciously attract experiences that validate those inner programs. But here's the encouraging truth. If you can reprogram the subconscious, you can change the signals you're sending out, and, in turn, radically transform the life you're experiencing. Think about the times when you've been in a negative emotional state. Doesn't it often seem like everything starts to go wrong? Conversely, when you're feeling energized and positive, the right people, solutions, and opportunities seem to just appear. This is not coincidence. It's vibration. Your energetic field is responding to the emotional and mental content stored in your subconscious. So, if the subconscious has the power to emit and receive vibrations that shape your experience, why do most people remain unaware of it? The answer lies in our early mental conditioning. From a young age, we are taught to believe that reality is purely physical, that effort and logic are the only paths to success. This materialistic worldview disconnects us from the more subtle quantum mechanisms governing our lives. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a biologist and pioneer in epigenetics, has shown that approximately 95% of our daily actions and reactions are controlled by the subconscious mind. Most of this programming takes place before the age of 7, when the brain operates in theta waves, a state similar to hypnosis. During this time, we absorb not only information but belief systems, emotional patterns, and limitations without any filter. If you grew up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, you can't have everything you want, or life is a constant struggle, these ideas may still be running as background programs in your subconscious even if your conscious mind no longer believes them. They act like invisible commands, shaping the reality you experience. These subconscious beliefs are not just abstract notions, they show up in very real ways in your life. For instance, if your subconscious is programmed with the idea that money is hard to make, you might still manage to earn income, but it always seems to vanish through sudden expenses, poor decisions, or missed opportunities. If you hold the belief that relationships are painful, you may continually attract partners who mirror that very pattern. And if you've absorbed the idea that you're undeserving of success, you might find that each time you're close to a breakthrough, some obstacle appears to push you backward. How many times have you set a goal, losing weight, earning more money, finding a fulfilling relationship, only to fall back into the same old habits? This happens because while your conscious mind sets the intention, your subconscious is following a different script altogether. It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. The result is stagnation, frustration, and the illusion of failure. This is why many people, despite their efforts, feel trapped in repetitive cycles. They blame external circumstances, but the true blockage lies within, specifically in the vibration their subconscious is emitting. And here's where quantum entanglement comes full circle. The universe reflects not just your desires, but the vibrational frequency you are radiating, most of which originates from your inner beliefs. You may be asking, if this is the case, why don't more people simply change their thoughts and live the life of their dreams? The answer is more complex than wishful thinking. The reason most people struggle to reprogram their subconscious is because they focus solely on changing the outside, switching jobs, moving cities, ending relationships without ever addressing the internal source of their reality. But just like a computer can be reprogrammed with updated software, your subconscious mind can be rewritten with new empowering beliefs. And once that happens, the universe begins to respond differently to you. If everything in the universe is connected, the question becomes, how does this connection actually work? The answer lies once again in quantum entanglement, a phenomenon that stretches our understanding of reality and reveals the hidden power within each of us. When two subatomic particles become entangled, they remain connected, no matter how far apart they may be. A change in one instantly affects the other, as if they share the same consciousness. Remarkably, this exchange of information occurs with no visible signal. It's as if there is a layer of intelligence, a field of information existing beyond space and time that keeps everything in sync. Why is this important? Because you too are made of these particles. Your body, your mind, and your consciousness are part of this vast interconnected field. Quantum physics is now revealing that our relationship with the universe is far more intimate than we've ever imagined. And this connection isn't merely theoretical, it can be activated, experienced, and used to transform your life. Research from physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff suggests that consciousness may arise from quantum-level interactions inside microtubule structures found within your brain cells. This means your very thoughts might be entangled with the greater quantum field, capable of resonating far beyond your skull. So when you think, when you feel, you're not just generating internal states, you are releasing vibrations into the quantum field. Your worldview, your emotional state, your subconscious patterns, all of these are signals that affect the flow of your reality. Have you ever had a gut feeling that something was about to happen, and it did? Or thought intensely about someone, only for them to contact you shortly after? These are not mere coincidences. They are manifestations of your entangled connection with the universe. When your internal frequency aligns with the larger quantum field, the events and people you attract begin to shift. You find yourself in the right place at the right time. Your intuition sharpens, creativity and energy rise. Life feels more harmonious, more guided. This is the true power of consciousness. It is not confined to your brain, it is a ripple in the fabric of reality. What you think and feel extends outward as energetic transmissions, creating vibrational patterns that shape your life. Your thoughts do not exist in isolation, they spark chemical reactions in the brain, which in turn trigger emotional responses. As neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza explains, emotions reinforce the original thought, creating a self-perpetuating cycle. If you constantly think about fear, failure, or lack, your body begins to vibrate at that frequency, and this low vibration then affects your decisions, behaviors, and most importantly, what you attract into your life. But the opposite is also true. When you focus on thoughts of success, abundance, and gratitude, your vibration shifts to match those elevated states. Your energetic field begins to resonate with opportunities, synchronicities, and circumstances that reflect your new frequency. However, this isn't just about wishful thinking or repeating positive affirmations. It's about aligning your entire being, mind, body, and energy with what you desire. If you consciously seek wealth, for example, but deep down believe that only a few lucky people can be rich, your subconscious will sabotage your efforts. You may say you want success, but if your energy is rooted in fear, worry, or scarcity, you are broadcasting a frequency that contradicts your intention. And the universe, always responding to vibration, will mirror back that inner conflict. The first step toward changing your external reality, then, is to change your inner vibration. And to do this, you must reprogram your subconscious to operate at a higher, more aligned frequency. You must train yourself to send out consistent energetic signals that reflect the reality you want to live. One of the most powerful tools for this transformation is meditation. When you enter a meditative state, your brain shifts into slower frequencies like theta and delta, ideal for accessing the subconscious mind. Visualization is another key. When you vividly imagine your goals as if they have already been achieved, you reinforce that vibration. Pairing this with affirmations such as, "I am worthy of abundance," or "My energy attracts extraordinary experiences," helps condition your subconscious to accept a new energetic identity. Even more effective is when these mental practices are infused with high-frequency emotions like love, joy, and gratitude. These feelings amplify your electromagnetic field and make it easier to attune yourself to the energy of the universe. Deep, intentional breathing during meditation can further anchor these states into your body, integrating the new frequency on all levels. Many of the limiting beliefs you hold stem from past experiences, moments that became etched into your subconscious, shaping your emotional responses and behaviors. Techniques such as EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, and NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, are designed to dissolve these energetic blocks, helping you overwrite outdated patterns with empowering beliefs. As you consistently apply these methods, your thoughts and emotions begin to vibrate in harmony with the natural flow of the universe. And when this internal shift takes place, something extraordinary begins to unfold. Your external reality starts to reflect the new frequency you're transmitting. Opportunities appear, relationships evolve, obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve or are seen from a new perspective entirely. But here's a truth that many overlook. As you change your internal state, the universe will often test your new vibration. This isn't punishment, it's confirmation. It's the universe asking, are you truly aligned, or are you simply hoping for change while still vibrating in doubt? For instance, you may decide to embrace abundance and adopt empowering beliefs around money. Everything seems to be going well until an unexpected expense arises. Most people in that moment feel frustrated, defeated, and fall back into their old energy of scarcity. But what they don't realize is that this isn't failure, it's a test. It's an opportunity to choose a different response, to prove to the universe that your new frequency is stable and real. If you respond to that challenge with faith and calm confidence, the universe registers your new signal, and your external reality begins to shift accordingly. The same dynamic applies in every area: love, work, health, and personal growth. Every test is a checkpoint on the path to your transformation. When you decide you want a healthy relationship, old toxic patterns might resurface, not to drag you back, but to see if you'll finally make a different choice. When you commit to professional success, you might face challenging clients or difficult projects not to block you, but to build the version of yourself that matches your goal. And when you seek to become more confident, you may encounter criticism not as a punishment, but as an invitation to stand tall in your self-worth. The universe doesn't test you to break you, it does so to prepare you for receiving what you've asked for. When you understand this, life stops feeling like a series of random difficulties and starts to feel like a purposeful unfolding of growth. Once your internal frequency is aligned and stable, you'll begin to notice a profound transformation in how life responds to you. Synchronicities, those seemingly magical coincidences, become more frequent. You think of someone, and they call. You search for a solution, and the answer appears. You set a clear intention, and the right opportunity shows up at precisely the right time. Your emotional state also begins to shift. The fear and anxiety that once clouded your mind lose their grip, replaced by an unshakable sense of inner calm. You begin to understand that life is not chaotic or random. There is a deeper order, a subtle intelligence guiding your experience. And more importantly, you start recognizing your role in that order. When your subconscious beliefs, emotions, and intentions are aligned, the universe reflects that coherence back to you. Encounters, events, and even challenges are no longer seen as obstacles, but as aligned pieces of a much greater design. As your vibration rises, people who no longer match your energy may naturally drift away. But in their place, new connections emerge, individuals who reflect your growth, who share your values, and who bring fresh opportunities into your life. This isn't just energetic theory, it's a pattern reported by thousands of people who've experienced a quantum awakening. Challenges don't disappear, but your relationship with them transforms. You stop seeing problems as punishments and begin to see them as catalysts for growth. You realize that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a conscious creator of your path. However, there's a common mistake that prevents many people from maintaining this state of alignment: fluctuating between faith and doubt. When people begin raising their frequency, the universe often sends a test. It may appear as a delay, a disruption, or a moment of uncertainty, and in that moment, many people revert to old thought patterns. Fear resurfaces, doubt creeps in, they question the process, but what they don't realize is that the universe is simply waiting for confirmation. It's asking, will you hold this new vibration, even when it seems like nothing is happening yet? This is why maintaining vibrational consistency is so important. When you stay rooted in confidence despite external conditions, the universe begins to shape reality around your internal certainty. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about knowing, deep down, that everything is aligning even when you can't yet see the evidence. Imagine you've made the decision to attract more prosperity into your life. You've started shifting your beliefs, raising your energy, and practicing abundance. Things seem to be moving in the right direction until a sudden financial setback strikes. Most people interpret this as failure, as if the universe is working against them, but in reality, it's a test, a sacred checkpoint. If in that moment you fall back into fear, scarcity, or self-doubt, your vibration returns to its previous state and the manifestation is delayed. But if you remain calm, trust your path, and continue to act from abundance and confidence, then the universe takes note. Your vibration has matured. It's no longer temporary, it's foundational. This same principle applies whether you're seeking a healthier relationship, greater career success, or deeper self-worth. The old patterns may resurface, not to punish you, but to ask, have you really changed? Will you respond differently this time? If you're building confidence, you might suddenly face unexpected criticism. If you're opening to love, an old toxic dynamic may reappear. These aren't setbacks, they're invitations to embody your new self. And when you meet them with your upgraded vibration, you pass through them with power. This is the moment most people miss. The universe does not challenge you to make you quit. It challenges you to prepare you. It asks you to demonstrate, not with your words, but with your energy, that you're ready to receive. When you recognize this dynamic, resistance fades. Challenges no longer trigger panic. Instead, they become signs that your new reality is being calibrated, that things are shifting, that your inner transformation is beginning to shape your outer world. In our previous video, we explored how this energetic alignment with the universe works in even more detail. If you haven't watched it yet, be sure to check it out after this. Now, here's a key distinction that separates superficial desire from powerful manifestation. The universe does not respond to your wants, it responds to your emotional vibration. You might say you want abundance, but if thinking about money fills you with anxiety, your dominant signal is still lack. However, if you can feel gratitude, security, and joy before the manifestation arrives, if you can vibrate as though the wealth is already yours, then your signal changes, and the universe responds. As Dr. Joe Dispenza explains, the secret is to live in the emotional state of your future before it physically arrives. When you do this consistently, your subconscious begins to accept it as truth. And when the subconscious believes, the vibration shifts, and so does your reality. So how do you begin changing your internal frequency in a real, lasting way? The process is not mystical, it's practical. Here are 3 foundational steps that can shift your vibration and begin rewriting your external reality. Every thought carries a frequency, and that frequency shapes your experience. Begin by paying close attention to your habitual thinking patterns. Notice when your mind drifts toward fear, doubt, or limitation. The moment you become aware, gently redirect your focus toward thoughts that align with the reality you desire. Replace "I can't" with "I am capable." Replace "it's not possible" with "it's unfolding for me now." It's not enough to just repeat affirmations. You must feel the emotion of the reality you wish to live. If you want to attract love, ask yourself, how would I feel if I were already deeply loved? If it's success, ask, what would confidence feel like in my body right now? Through visualization, you can place yourself in the energetic state of your future. Your body doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined event and a real one. Use that to your advantage. your energy must be supported by action. If you desire abundance but act from fear, hesitating to invest, hoarding resources, avoiding opportunity, you're signaling scarcity. On the other hand, when your actions reflect trust, boldness, and joy, you tell your subconscious, "This is who I am now." These aligned actions compound over time, anchoring your new vibration into your daily life. By integrating these steps into your routine, you begin shifting from wishful thinking to vibrational mastery. You stop reacting to your external environment and start creating from the inside out. Many experiences that were once dismissed as mystical or irrational, such as déjà vu, intuition, synchronicity, or the intense emotional bond between two people, can now be re-examined through the lens of quantum physics. The principle of entanglement offers a scientific framework to explain what spiritual traditions have long described: the interconnection of all things. Ancient wisdom has always spoken of this invisible thread that links all beings and all events. In Hinduism, it's called prana, the life force. In Chinese philosophy, it's known as qi. In Western esotericism, it's referred to as the Akashic field. Though different cultures have given it different names, the underlying concept is the same: an unseen energy that connects everything in existence. Today, quantum physics validates these ancient teachings. There is indeed a subtle energy field that permeates all of space, binding together particles, people, and possibilities. The renowned quantum physicist Dr. David Bohm proposed the holographic universe theory, suggesting that our reality is not separate, isolated fragments, but the projection of a larger, interconnected whole. He believed that every part of the universe contains the information of the entire universe, just as in a hologram. Similarly, physicist Erwin Schrödinger stated, "The mind and the world are one," suggesting that consciousness is not something separate from physical reality, but a fundamental expression of it. In this view, your awareness isn't confined to your body, it's part of a universal mind, expressing itself through you. This idea beautifully aligns with spiritual teachings that say we are not separate individuals, but fragments of a greater whole, temporarily experiencing life through different perspectives. Have you ever felt as if you've known someone forever upon meeting them for the first time, or sensed an event was about to happen before it occurred? These experiences could be evidence of energetic entanglement, not just between particles, but between souls. The same quantum principles that link electrons across space could be connecting our consciousness across time, lifetimes, and dimensions. Quantum entanglement doesn't only apply to subatomic particles, it may very well explain the unseen connections between people. It's why you can deeply feel someone's energy across great distances, why twins may share emotions without speaking, or why the concept of soulmates resonates so deeply. Perhaps soulmates are not just romantic ideals, but two consciousnesses that once vibrated together and remain entangled beyond space and time. Many spiritual traditions describe a state of deep union with all things, a dissolving of ego and separation into something greater, often achieved through meditation, prayer, or altered states of consciousness. In neuroscience, these states are linked to specific brainwave patterns and inner coherence. In quantum physics, they may represent alignment with the greater field of reality, the moment when the individual merges with the infinite. But here's where many people go wrong. They try to change their lives only at the surface level. They speak affirmations, set goals, visualize dreams, but deep inside, they still feel fear, doubt, or scarcity. This creates vibrational conflict. You might say, "I believe in abundance," yet feel anxious every time you think about money. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your true energetic signal. So ask yourself, what do I really feel about what I want? If the answer is fear or hesitation, it means your vibration is not yet aligned. Emotion is the bridge between thought and manifestation. If you want wealth, ask, how would I feel if I were already wealthy? Then live in that emotion. Breathe it. Walk with it. Let it become your default state. The most powerful way to rewire your subconscious is to act as if you already are the person you want to become. If you seek confidence, behave with confidence. If you want success, make decisions like someone who is already successful. Your subconscious responds to evidence it needs to feel the reality you're creating. And if you're ready to take this further, consider joining a focused practice like the Quantum Thinking Challenge, a 21-day program designed to reprogram your mind, elevate your vibration, and unlock your full energetic potential. Participants report rapid breakthroughs, clarity, and powerful manifestations. But beyond programs, techniques, or even theory, there's one final key: surrender. True manifestation comes when you trust the process so completely that you release the need to control how or when things arrive. Paradoxically, the more desperate or anxious you are, the more you signal to the universe that you are lacking. That signal becomes your reality. Instead, step into vibrational certainty. Feel, act, and believe as though it has already happened. Practice unwavering faith. Be grateful as if the gift has already been delivered. And most of all, detach. Let go of the outcome, knowing the universe has already begun responding. You don't need to search for power outside of yourself. The power has always been within you, quiet, waiting, alive. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe, remembering itself. So ask yourself now not, can I manifest what I want, but am I ready to awaken my true power?